not a pumpkin, don't drive smashed. I second that. But the show doesn't start for a while, so it's Hank's guitar. You can't see it's super blurry, but it's Hank's guitar, and it's thought spirals and Q&A trivia from all of John's books. It is wonderful. Counting down the minutes. We shall see the brothers soon.
So this is my new book, Turtles All the Way Down, and I'm going to read to you a little bit from it. I think all you need to know for the reading that I'm going to share is that the book is narrated by this 16-year-old girl named Asa who struggles with obsessive thought spirals that control a lot of her life. And one of the ways that she manages the dread and worry that these spirals cause her is she has a repetitive behavior where she digs her thumbnail into the finger pad of her middle finger. She's been doing this since she was a little kid, and over the years she's built up a callus on basically over her fingerprint. And so it's really easy for her to crack open that skin, and she feels like she has to do that sometimes because she gets worried that this like perpetually open sore that she has might get infected. And she also covers it up with a Band-Aid, partly to try to prevent infection, but largely because she's so embarrassed about this behavior. She and her best friend Daisy have just visited with this guy Davis Pickett, who Asa knew when they were kids, but they haven't seen in a long time.
This is a branch of science that has to do a lot, as you might imagine, with biology, with understanding of the natural world. Keep looking back there to see that. My excellent silhouette. Well, it's real good. Been working out. You can tell. Yeah, so I was invited to this young adult book launch to talk to you about phylogeny and taxonomy. It's my area of expertise. I don't know why, but it's all I know about. So, it's what we're gonna get. Next slide, please. So I know that all of you might sit alone at night in your bed and think to yourself, I know that phylogeny and taxonomy are separate but related things, but I'm not really sure what the difference between those two things is. There we go. Well, a quirk can never exist by itself in isolation. Something very odd happens when you try to separate them. The energy it takes to break up those two best friends is just enough to create two more to join back up with them. And a photon has no mass, and thus ultraviolet light speed, if you can imagine going that fast, if you try, I think you might be emitted and absorbed both in the exact same instant, even if you travel from a place 13 billion light years distant. Cause the universe is weird, I'm kind of freaking out. What the heck is this all about? Infinite, unbounded sets and hatchernizing glue on jet. About the universe because it's a really cool place and I like it. And I'm gonna sing it in a lower key than usual because of how my voice is. You won't notice. I don't know why I brought that up. Alright. Yeah. I can't see the upper balcony at all, but I can hear people up there sometimes, and I'm just like, it's kind of like in space. It's a very cool room, but it does feel like you're about to fall on me. I'm sure that this building has been here for a long time, and that has never fallen down. 100% never happened, but still, just be careful. Well, nope.
It's round. That's a good
We are recording. We love that video. So we are on our way home now. The tour was amazing. So sorry that the footage and the pictures before this are blurry. We were quite a ways back. We were like at the
all the way back.
Yeah, we were at the very back of like the main floor or whatever. We were in the very back. So unfortunately videos and pictures are blurry, but We saw it on blurry with our real eyes. So sorry that, oh, and I'm sorry we're shaky, we're moving, and sorry my face is unmakeuped.
It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You're so nice, but you have to say that.
I don't have to.
Well, if you want to
But
keep
it's true.
dating. So obviously John did some Q&A with the audience, and people wrote questions beforehand. Mine didn't get answered, but it's not a big deal. And we saw a little of Dr. Lawrence Turtleman.
Oh gosh, he was
So
great.
he was a hoot,
It's very informative.
and it was not a bit.
It was not a bit. It was just an
It was educational.
section of the tour.
Yeah. And then Hank played some music, and they recorded a live Dear Hank and John. If you don't know what that is, that's our podcast, and you should listen to it. And it is amazing. It's a comedy podcast about death, and it is great. We didn't ever do a book review on Turtles All the Way Down. I thought it was really good. It really gave you the... it really helped you understand what people with OCD go through. And yeah, I think you did a really good job on Turtles. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah, it was definitely different from his other books, like, but it was still really good. Like, I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I really liked the ending. I thought it was cool how he did the ending. I thought that was pretty neat. But
Yeah.
I did want to mention the one thing that they did during the book tour that was just god-awful, excruciating for everybody in the audience. For whatever reason, John and Hank thought it would be a good idea to play the song Sweet Caroline. And of course, when that song plays, everybody knows that song. So everybody knows when to do the ba 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 part in the...
And so good,
Yeah,
so good, so
all that.
good.
Well, they thought it would be a great idea if they did that in a moment of togetherness where we don't do that. I was like, are you kidding me? It was terrible. Like, we all
almost
sat
cried.
there in silence
I
in
almost cried.
the parts that we knew we wanted to say, but we couldn't say it. And I mean, John's level of excitement at the dead silence on that part was amazing. Like,
It was like when he was explaining what we were gonna do, I was like, why would you torture us? This is terrible. And it was terrible until we got like the second ba 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 and the so good part we got. And when we were silent on the ba ba ba's, John like ran around the stage. He was so excited, and then it was worth it. I'm like, okay,
it was great.
he's so excited. And they said it shows your togetherness more when you are able to restrain your and not sing those parts. It was hard, but once you saw how excited John got, it was so worth it.
Yep.
That was your favorite part, wasn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
It's like your favorite and least favorite.
Yeah, at the same time.
And then at the end of the tour, Hank played John's favorite Mountain Goat song. I believe it was the Mountain Goats,
Yep.
and I can't remember the name of it. John was like jumping up and down and singing with Hank, and it was really wonderful. Just
Or I'll Make It Through This Year. I think that's what it was called, actually. I'll Make It Through This Year.
yeah, it was really cool to see the brothers being together, being goofy, and John just shaking his head at Hank when he said stupid stuff, and it was just really great to see them again, and just to see their brotherness live again. And yeah, now we've seen them twice in 1 year,
It was great.
which is super cool because we've been Nerd Fighters for 5 years now, which seems insane to me. And yeah, it's just really cool that this is the first John Green book that has come out since we've been Nerd Fighters, and I think it was just super cool
Yeah.
to be in the community during this time. Being at the book tour just made me like appreciate the community even more. I always do, but just being surrounded by our people and whatnot. So
I think what I really liked about this book coming out, this being like the first book to come out since we've been together, is that with all the other books you'd already read them, so when we read them together you already knew everything, whereas this one everything was a surprise. Everything was new for both of us, and it was like we're both just sharing that same moment of like, what, like kind of feeling, at the same time. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
yeah, I agree. It was cool to read a book together, a John Green book together that I had never read before. Off topic, sorry this video is shaky, ending is shaky and long, but off topic, hang on one second. I got a new book at Half Price Books. We went to a different Half Price Books in the cities, one that I've never been to, and we had a limited time because we had to get to the tour last night, and oh my goodness, I was upset that we had to leave because it was amazing and bigger than the other one. Oh, there's my Mother Effin' Fox t-shirt back there. That is from Looking for Alaska. I got this new book that my bestie recommended for me, so thank you, Carly, for that, because it is amazing. Children of Eden. I'm only like 2 chapters in, by Joey Gracefa. I'm not good at pronouncing last names. Children of Eden. It is so freaking good, and I'm not gonna go into describing what it's about right now because purple truck, because this is already a long ending recap. It's really long. So Children of Eden, you should read it. Only 2 chapters in, but I'm saying I'm hooked. I'm gonna probably not be able to put this down. I only had to put it down because I had to drive.
Now I'm driving,
I blame
so she can
him.
read.
I can read now, and I'm so excited. It started off just great. Sometimes books, you start them and you're like, oh my gosh, when is this book gonna get good? Like, I'm 6 chapters in and nothing has happened. No, this like starts out right from the beginning. It pulls you in. My face is real white. Partially lighting, partially I am part vampire. For reals. Before vampires were cool. That's
Before
right.
they sparkled.
Yeah. I don't pride myself on being cool.
You're a day walker though, because you don't burn up in the sun.
I feel like I burn up in the sun. I hate the sun. No, the sun's good. It's good for your body, but I don't like it in my face when I'm trying to nap in the car. Tour. 2 thumbs up. Yes. And driving anxiety when I'm not driving. Tour was amazing. Turtles All the Way Down was amazing. That was really loud. And yeah, now we're gonna just go home and relax. I think I'm gonna go to Zumba. This trip was great, besides driving 10 hours in 2 days.
Worth it. Score.
Da-na-na-na-na, worth it. We're 1-1 on the score game. Yeah, tour was great. I hope those of you who have gone enjoyed it. Those of you who have not gone to the tour yet, I hope you do enjoy it, and those who can't make it, I'm really sorry. Hopefully you can live vicariously through people who have gone. Yeah, I think that's it. Is that it? All you want to say too? I talk mostly.
Nurse Fighters.
Yeah. But then I can't. Nerd Fighters.
Oh my
Thanks,
God.
babe. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time. Whenever we see you. In the meantime.
Actually, we won't see you at all, but you will see us again.
You will see us whenever we do our next video. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. And don't forget to be awesome.